Hello, YouTube.
Oh. Have you got yourself a cup of tea?
Got a brew.
Yes.
Synchronised sipping.
Very nice.
You normally do the intros. Why are we in our spare room
Hello.
/ third bedroom / art room?
This is actually the third time that we've tried to make this video today. If you remember, back at the end of November, we asked you guys for some questions. What you'd like to know about us, about running the YouTube channel, maybe about Cornwall, whatever you fancied asking. And things got away with us over the Christmas period, didn't they? They ran away from us, it all got out of control, spiralled out of control really quickly, and we never got around to doing that video. So apologies, we're going to do that video now. In front of us is a list of the questions you sent us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, you sent us loads of questions.
Yeah.
Really interesting bits on there as well.
Yeah, so let's kick off. Seafish2 asks, what's your favourite Christmas tradition?
So when we asked for these questions, I think it was at the end of November,
Yeah.
our plan was let's have a nice, easy video to do so we can enjoy Christmas.
Yes.
And we never got around to it, did we?
No.
You sent us so many lovely questions, we thought we're going to have to do this.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your favourite Christmas tradition?
Oh, that's clever. You've sneakily snuck that back to me. I like going to see the Christmas lights in the villages in and around Cornwall. There's so much effort that people go to, and you go and have a wonderful evening. It fills you with a Christmas spirit. 3, 2, 1. Maybe that one too.
Oh, yes.
And you just come away feeling like, yes, I can do this. I can do another Christmas. I can bring it on.
That tingly feeling.
Yes.
That festive sprinkle of happiness.
And I like Christmas cake as well.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's got to be that classic walk after your lunch on Christmas Day. You just pick your favourite beach and you go out with your family, take the doggies, and just relax and chill. And everybody else does the same thing, but everybody's happy.
Yes. And
Yeah.
kids come out with their new toys, don't they? And they're so excited. And parents are just glad that the kids are running around burning off all that energy. And we've got our little doggies with us, and the rest of the family came down this year. So yeah, we were one of that clan that went down to the beach en masse.
Perranporth's gorgeous. Portreath's a nice beach for that.
Yes, Carline Bay.
Yeah, or Carbis Bay.
Yeah.
Lots of choices.
Yeah, we are spoilt for choice. We're lucky, really, aren't we?
Do another question.
Go on then. You've got.
I love this name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Elevator. I like that. Elevator asks, do you plan on doing the pilgrimage walk?
Okay, so we weren't quite sure what Ellie was thinking about as the pilgrimage walk, because there's several kind of walks that are long that go from coast to coast in Cornwall. So there's the
Saints Way, haven't you?
Yes, I was going to start with the other one, but go on.
So Saints Way goes from Padstow down to Foy, doesn't it? It's quite long. It's about 28 miles. We haven't done any of that yet, have we?
Well, we did a little bit of it when we did the creek that goes near Foy.
Oh,
forget the name of it.
No.
No. Forget the name of it just now.
Gallant.
We'll run it along the screen here now. Gallant's on the south coast.
Oh, where were you talking about?
Up by Padstow.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Little Petherick.
Yes, where we almost got cut off with the tide coming in.
That's
I
the
remember.
one.
That's
so
a lovely
on the
walk.
way back, it took you along that first section of the
yes,
Saints' Way to the church, didn't it? So we have done a little bit of it, and we have got a lovely book, which I'll photograph and run over the top here now. It sections it all down, doesn't it?
The Saints' Way.
Yeah. But there is a reason why we haven't taken on one of these long walks, isn't there?
Because they're very long. We're incredibly slow at filming, so when you watch the videos, if it's a 5-mile walk, it normally takes us 5 hours to film it.
Yeah.
So we're about a mile.
An hour.
An hour.
So a walk like one of the long Saints' Way. So the other one in Cornwall that I was thinking of was the St Michael's Way, which starts at Lelant Church, heads back towards Carbis Bay, comes down to Marazion, ends at St Michael's Mount. That one's 12 miles. The Saints' Way, Padstow to Foy, is 28 miles. So if you take that per hour, you're looking at 12 hours for one and 28 hours for the other. And then we thought, well, how do we section it up? Do we do it in chunks? And they don't go down too well on YouTube, do you? Because you do part 1, part 2, part 3, the views go lower and lower and lower. Then do we do it circular? So maybe we did a bit of it and just get back to your car doing a circular route. And we've never done it,
We've never done
we?
it, no.
We've never come up with the answer.
I think we will at some point, but I think it's going to take quite a bit of time just to make one video.
Yeah.
And whether we can invest that much time in just one video, I don't know.
Yeah, so the other thing is we film a video and we post it the next week. So we haven't got the opportunity to like film one video over 4 days, or because it would end up being 4 weeks, and then you'd get one video in the month, wouldn't you? It just wouldn't work. So
we've done... we've actually walked the St Michael's Way. We've done all of that, and some of those bits we have filmed. So there's a little bit around Tren Cromwell we did, Nils Monument over near St Ives. We've done a little bit down at Ludgren as well.
Don't think we filmed that bit. We've certainly walked it, haven't we? Oh well, we've walked it all the way, haven't we? But we did develop kind of a circular walk. And then I think COVID hit.
That's right.
So that we might pick that up this year.
If you find yourself in Cornwall and you're looking for a fabulous walk to do, maybe over a couple of days, I would say St Michael's Way is a really nice one to do.
Well, 12 miles for people that aren't filming, that are fit and healthy, 12 miles is doable, isn't it?
In a day.
In a day.
Yeah.
And you can get the bus back, it's easy.
Oh, you could do, because I thought you'd have to park at one end and then walk all the way back to your car.
That's the other thing, isn't it?
So you get a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sensible.
So that's quite a long-winded answer. We have thought about it a lot, as you can tell.
Another question.
George Samuel says, favourite hidden gem in Cornwall? ?
Ooh. So George wants us to tell him where all the favourite hidden gems are.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know where to start with that one, really.
Are there any hidden gems left in Cornwall, Sarah, or have they all been discovered?
If you converted that into beautiful gems, I could give you a list as long as your arm. But when you're saying hidden gem, it's like as if you've never discovered it or somebody else has never discovered it. And in my honest opinion, Cornwall is all over social media. If you follow any of the Instagram sites that feature Cornwall. And so I honestly don't think there are any hidden gems to discover.
No, but there are some beautiful places off the beaten track.
Yeah.
Where you won't be alone, but it will be quieter than the really popular places. So some that spring to my mind would be somewhere like Atlantic Bay, which is just the other side of Pole Ruin.
Well, at the beginning of last year we went to Maloonan, and I think that was a beautiful place to go, wasn't it?
So that's on the St Maur's side of Falmouth, isn't it, effectively? It's out on the Roseland.
On the River Fal.
And anywhere really out on the Roseland Peninsula, it's always quite quiet over there.
It's quieter, isn't it?
Beautiful spots, isn't it? Where we went to Gorenhaven this year, didn't we? And we'd never been before.
Yeah, so that turned out to be a hidden gem, I guess, for us, because it is a little bit further out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beyond the Lost Gardens of Heligan, up near Mevagissey, and you have to make more of an effort, which I guess is common, a common theme to all of these, because the other ones I put on that list would be Porthgwarra, down near Land's End.
And anywhere up on the Rain Peninsula as well. You've got Kingsand and Corsand up there. And again, it's a forgotten bit of Cornwall, because it's sort of a bit isolated, isn't it? Gorgeous walks up there.
It doesn't attract the footfall that maybe other areas of Cornwall offer, attracts, and that's certainly true. So there's a few hidden gems for you there, George. Don't know if you've already discovered them.
We've made a massive mistake here. We could have done a top 10 favourite hidden gems in Cornwall video, and all those places we've just listed we could have put into a video.
So I think you're onto something there. Just bear with, have a little chat. I think we should do that compilation video for future,
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Don't tell them though. No, because another question. Oh, actually, I've got a good idea.
Yes.
If you know of a hidden gem that we haven't filmed on our channel yet,
oh, brilliant.
Let us know and we'll go and investigate it.
Yes.
Although we've worked it out, we've got 353 videos on YouTube. So
that was another common kind of pattern with the questions that came through. So I think somebody asked us, have we been to Men and Tull and Men Scriffer and the Merry Maidens and Ding Dong Mine? That's all kind of one circular walk. And yes, we have. We did it really early on in the channel. We've also been to Luggan Rock, which was another question. We've also been to St Michael's Mount regularly. So maybe these videos are a bit more difficult to find because they're older. We've been on YouTube since September 2016. And in that time we've published 353 videos. Some of the old ones might be a bit ropey, a bit cringe.
We try our best to give you a video every week. It doesn't always happen, obviously. Events sort of overtake us sometimes, but that's always the intention, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we set out with that goal. That is our goal, to publish a video every Friday. 9 times out of 10 we do it.
Yeah. Now this next question would have been perfect for that video going out at Christmas time.
Oh,
Because it's about the festive season.
can we like substitute Christmas for summer or something?
So Jamie at Hunters, West Cornwall, hi Jamie, he asks, if you were to invite friends to spend their first Christmas in Cornwall, what places or attractions would you take them to enjoy the festive period?
Gosh, you'd be spoilt for choice really, wouldn't you?
Lot,
If you want
yeah.
lights, I would suggest Mousehole. Mousehole always puts on a beautiful display, doesn't it? It has done since the 1960s. Just be aware that if you are on the 19th of December, they turn the lights off for a short period just in respect of the Penlee disaster that happened, I think, 40 years ago last year. They celebrated the anniversary, wasn't it?
1981, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
So, 1982.
82, yeah.
So just be aware that the lights might be off on the 19th of December for a period of time, but they're stunning display,
Yeah.
all put up by the fishermen in the village, and it's well worth a visit. My favourite, I think, for lights.
Yeah, and we went to 2 new places for us to visit at Christmas time.
Yeah.
We went to Polperro this year, and we've been to Polperro in the summer, but we've never been on the run up to Christmas, and we were there that night when they turned the Christmas tree lights on.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a wonderful atmosphere, wasn't
They
it?
raised the roof, didn't they? There was
the
a
singing
choir.
was amazing, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And everybody was happy, and there was some festive elves.
Yes.
But it was, the whole village, it was beautiful, wasn't it? And the
It
Christmas
was.
lights were looking really nice,
And it was
wasn't it?
so busy. They kind of negated the parking fee for the night,
Which is
didn't
great.
they? There was events on all day. So if you can catch one of the turn-ons for the Christmas lights, I think you do very well. We also went to Helligan.
Oh, Helligan was really pretty, wasn't it?
It was,
So
wasn't
it's
it?
the Lost Gardens of Helligan, and again, it's somewhere we've been in the springtime before and the
Yeah.
summertime, but we've never ever visited on an evening at winter time. And they turn the gardens into, they have illuminated lanterns all the way around, and it was like a nature theme. It's sort of the animals and the wildlife.
Celebration
that you
of
see. It's a
nature,
celebration,
wasn't it?
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the sculptures are stunning. They're kind of bamboo canes covered with what I would call papier-mâché, but I'm sure it's much more durable than that. And then they're lit internally, and you had a big owl. The owl, I remember.
The owl was incredible.
Oh,
So
it
big.
was stunning. It was 4 or 5 feet tall,
Yeah.
and it just, I was fascinated just to see the artwork on it and see how realistic it looked. But there's other things around there. The sculpture with the lady in the
mud.
the mud lady, isn't it?
Mud maiden.
Mud Maiden,
Maiden,
and
there
they
we are.
had a crescent moon over the top, and I'm sure that if you went on a night that was clear and you had the actual moon and the sculpted moon, it would be more obvious that it's a sculpture.
So when we go out, I like to take some photographs whilst we're out as well. I was particularly pleased with the one I took of that. I might, if I can find it, I'll pop it into the video now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
And then
won't,
the
'cause
umbrellas.
I don't know how to do that, but you will.
The umbrellas were amazing.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes,
And that was
really enjoyed that.
It was a reminder that it does rain a lot in Cornwall. We didn't have any rain that evening though, did we? It was a beautiful night, wasn't it?
It was absolutely stunning.
So, would you like another question?
I think we might have covered that kind of.
Oh, whatever. The question was from Quicksilver Sky, and they asked, "Have you visited any stone circles?" And they went on to tell us that they had a really beautiful visit to Boscawen Circle back in September.
Yeah.
And they were wondering if we could show more on our channel, but if we're out and about and we come across them, we generally will film them.
There's one at Lamorna.
There is
that
one at
should crop
Lamorna
up
that we
this
want
year.
to do because we are planning to get down to
Bluebell
Lamorna.
Walk, that one.
Yes.
Yes.
But we've done at Minions, where you've got the cheese ring, you've got the hurlers,
With the two pipers.
two pipers standing stones, and that was an early-ish video that we did. I'd like to go back up to Minions. I haven't told you this, but I want to find Daniel Gum's cave.
Yeah, we never found it, did we?
No.
We've been up there 2 or 3 times now and we
Yeah.
never found it. And if you've been watching our channel for for a while, you know that we love referring to old books, and I think you're thinking of Rambles Beyond Railways.
The Wilkie Collins book.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll have to dig that out and
an extraordinary man.
And
very clever. He was an astrologer, I believe.
Who's
wasn't
this?
He? It's Daniel Gum. Anyway, so that's a story for another day. But he lived in a cave and it's near a quarry, and we've got to try and find it.
And if you're shouting at the screen saying, "I know where it is. It's so and so. It's so and so," just pop it in the comments. You know, we will read them all. I know I didn't get to answer them all before Christmas, and I do apologise. But we do read them all. So yeah, if you know where it is, give us a few hints.
Another question?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got... Oh, this was a good one. Would you like to try and pronounce the name on that? Or shall I do it?
I know. What's the name on Instagram?
So on Instagram, I think that is Instagram, isn't it? It's coming on it. Because we asked for questions on YouTube, community page, Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So this comment came in, I think this might have been on Instagram, but it's Book Libra 62.
Is it?
Is it Book Princess?
Yes.
Book Princess. There we go.
That's the one. Yeah, one and the same person.
So she said to us...
she's in Germany, isn't she?
Yeah, I believe she's in Germany. Yeah. And she said to us, how do you choose a place for a video? Is it only out of books?
Wow. No, it's a lot more complicated than that. It's the straightforward answer. The long-winded answer are we'll take into consideration the time of year is quite critical actually, because then it'll be whether it's going to be busy with tourists, whether it's going to be muddy, whether the school holidays are out or whether the schools are in, because all of that affects how easy it is to park, how easy it is to get round, how easy it is to film. The tide will affect whether or not we can do it. We were trying last year to get to Crantock because there's a brilliant story up there. We need a low tide to film this walk, and every time that we had that last year, you'd kind of listen to the travel reports and it would say, "Oh, and the Newquay roads are at a standstill, avoid the Gannel," wasn't it? And we were there thinking, oh, I don't know.
So again, Crantock, you've probably been, I mean, it's a beautiful beach just outside of Newquay, and again, we've been there before, but we've never filmed it for the channel. And I wouldn't say we particularly know the beach that well, do we? So we're a little bit cautious with the tide times, but yeah, there is an incredible cave up there and it's got a carving inside, but we will tell you that when we get there. That's the story.
Wicked child.
Sorry. Just out of interest, have you told them why we tried to film this earlier and it failed, and why we're currently sat in the spare room filming this?
Oh,
have you got a clip?
it was stressful. Sorry guys, we're just finding this really stressful.
I'll let you tell the story.
It was really stressful. We had this brilliant idea because one of the questions was talking about the Great Flat Load, and we thought we'd maybe not do that one. We'd go over to the Cornish Mineral Tramway, which is between Petreath and Devon, and we thought, I'll be alright.
We thought we'll go down to a little place called 12 Heads.
There'll be nobody there.
12 Heads and Bissau, and we thought it'd be really quiet down there. And it's a bank holiday today. It's the 2nd of January. It's a Monday. It's a bank holiday. And
the World and his wife were down there.
It was lovely weather,
yeah,
wasn't it? But it was just so busy. Lots and lots of bikes. It is popular for bikes, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's all the kids coming out with their Christmas presents. You know, they're on their bike, and the family were dragged along as well. And you had Grandad, and you had Gran, and you had
But every time we put the camera up to film,
we had to get the dogs back in.
Yeah, because there would be a bike coming, or there'd be runners, or whatever. It was just so busy. So then we tried to find somewhere a little bit more private.
Yeah.
And that didn't work either, did it?
No, no, we followed a public footpath sign.
We thought, wow, this looks like a quiet public footpath. We'll go down here, and there was a lot of mud. And then, basically, we just couldn't go any further, could we? And then there was some barky dogs.
And we just got scared.
Yeah, we ran away. We didn't film that bit. But anyway, Ficadelic? Would you go with that?
Yes.
That's a cool name, isn't it? Ficadelic asks, do you like to travel outside the country? Where do you or would you like to go? And have you been to the USA? And I particularly like this bit because they say, I would love to host you if you ever decided to go.
Oh yeah. Get the beers in.
I can get my suitcase.
So we did make a list of all the European countries that we've visited.
Yes.
We've been to France several times because that's easy from Cornwall. You just catch a ferry at Plymouth, go to Roscoff, end up in Brittany. It's a bit warmer, it's a bit quieter, and you can have a fantastic holiday there.
We did that loads when the kids were really young.
Yeah, just pack the car up to the Gunnels and you just go, don't you?
It's very much like Cornwall.
Yeah,
and it rains.
Yeah, exactly. They speak French.
We've been to Spain as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we've been to Italy.
Yes.
We went to Florence.
Yes.
But we didn't actually know it was Florence, did we?
We were so proud. I did.
I didn't. It's called something else. What's it called?
Oh, no.
It is. It's called something else.
You're going to make me cough now.
Firenze.
Florenzo.
There we are.
Something in there. Anyway, we were so proud of ourselves because we were about 20 miles away from Florence in a beautiful villa. It was stunning. Surrounded by grapevines, wasn't it? Oh, absolutely amazing villa. We got it cut price, last minute deal. Brilliant. Anyway, we were so proud of ourselves because we managed to, through speaking French,
we don't speak any Italian, do we? No.
So we used our French to talk to the guy at the station who also had a bit of pidgin French.
Yeah.
And we managed to get 2 tickets on the train into Florence that we didn't have to park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one of those conversations where you expect at the end when you got a ticket in your hand, he turns around to you and says, "Have a lovely day now."
Yeah. But he didn't. It was the only way we could communicate was through the mutual pidgin French. But we did it.
We did.
It was
and
brilliant.
we've been to Portugal, and we went to Lanzarote. That was the last holiday we had, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was about 4 years ago. So we haven't had a holiday since coming out of lockdown.
No.
Partly because we had to look after our older doggy, and he wasn't able to go into a kennel. And it just wasn't fair on him, was it? No. So we didn't have any holiday. Also because of the cost, really, wasn't it? You know?
And then COVID hit, didn't it? And it was hard to travel. But, do you remember when we were in Lanzarote? We decided to walk up a volcano.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Have we got a clip of that anywhere?
I have. It was something. It was called the Red Mountain or something, wasn't it?
Well, if you can find a clip, perhaps we can put it in.
I don't think I can because I made a homemade video and I think I used David Bowie's Mars on it, so it would be copyrighted.
Oh, what, music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I can.
Perhaps I'll do it in a crayon drawing for you to replicate.
We walked from where we were staying up some roads, and then it just went up, didn't it? And it just kept going up, and it just kept going up, and then there was a big crater.
It was fantastic.
It was amazing,
yeah.
And we walked all the way around the rim of the crater, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then came back down thinking we should have brought drinks. We didn't have any water with us, did we? Very silly.
Hot, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, that question said, have we ever been to America?
Yes.
We have, haven't we? Yes, we did go to America. We did the whole Disney thing, didn't we? We did the Florida thing. We went before the kids came along, and then we went when obviously the kids were of that age where they appreciated Disney.
Now this is how silly we are.
Oh yeah, go on then.
Andrew was on a course, and I booked to go to Florida. This was before the children, and we merrily pitched up, didn't we, at the airport, flew across the Atlantic.
Well, if I remember rightly,
arrived in Florida.
You phoned me when I was trying to do my course where I was doing some exams.
Yeah.
And I think this was like on the
night before
maybe the Tuesday, and you said, I've booked a holiday for us for Friday. Oh great, where are we going? America.
Do you remember the days of teletext?
You booked it on that,
yeah.
didn't you? Yeah. And what day did we arrive?
4th of July.
4th of July.
And because we got the deal through teletext and not through like a main operator, we went on an Air Tours plane, so we didn't have a rep at the other end, and we literally all we did was book a car and flights.
No accommodation.
We had no accommodation, and we arrived on the 4th of July.
We did. Yeah.
How stupid are we?
Yeah.
So we picked up this car, and the dear of her, she was so good, wasn't she? The Air Tours operator took pity on us, I think, and so she rang around. And she could only find one hotel with accommodation. It was a Holiday Inn, and it was in Tampa.
Miles and miles
touched
and miles
down at about 2:30 local time, didn't we?
Yeah.
And if anybody's been to Florida and done the Disney thing, you know that between 4 and 6 o'clock, what happens? The rain just comes down, doesn't it? I just remember driving this car that I didn't know. It was an automatic, never driven it, on the wrong side of the road. Rain, double wiper speed. Where's Tampa? Where the hell is Tampa?
Would have made a good video. This is long before YouTube. We had a lovely holiday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Went down to Key West, did all that, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't book a single night in advance, did we? We just picked up a voucher book in McDonald's and just went from town to town to town. It was great. Did about 1,200 miles.
Yeah. I mean, I was very, very lucky. When I was young, my parents travelled a lot, and I was always fortunate enough to go with them. To be honest, I didn't probably appreciate it the way I probably would now. because it was just like a normal thing that happened.
Yeah.
And you didn't travel so much,
Went
did you?
nowhere.
But I do remember when I was about 8 or 9, we had 2 trips to America. The first time we went to New York, and we went down the East Coast, and we went down through the Carolinas and ended up in Florida. And then the second time we went back, we came into New York, and then we went the other way, and we ended up in California.
So there you go.
This
one is well travelled.
I was quite young, but I'd love to go back. But
What's that route that they all talk about walking? It begins with A.
Oh,
Appalachians or something, isn't it?
Does that begin with an A? Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, I digress. That would just be a nice thing to do.
So I know in America they've got all the big national parks, haven't they, where you can go and
Yeah.
walk around. Whereas here you can pretty much walk wherever there's a public footpath or a bridleway or the coast path. And we get a lot of comments from people in America saying how lucky we are that we can just pretty much walk where we want. And they say, well, if you did that in our country, you'd probably be shot.
Although I think there is a move, isn't there, at the moment, because there is there was a bill passed about 18 months ago that you have to register the footpaths that you use regularly or they're at risk of disappearing.
Yeah.
So our right to ramble might be heavily reduced in the future.
So if you've got a particular quiet footpath that you really
Yeah.
enjoy, make
Go on
sure
the
you
Ramblers
register
website and register it so
Yeah.
that it doesn't get absorbed back into the landowner's private land.
Should we move on?
Yes.
Thank you for the offer of staying, by the way. You didn't tell us where you were.
No!
No. Leave a comment and perhaps we'll just knock on your door one. No, don't give your address, but just, you know,
Yeah.
knock on the. Hello! We have a bed. Where are we?
Oh, you think
have
you've
we gone
skipped
too
one.
far?
You've skipped
I'm not
one.
very good with this. Go on then.
Helen Osborne
Hello, Helen.
asks, if you were to do a walk video outside of Cornwall, what would be your top choice of place or county to explore?
Oh, okay. I'd like to. I've got 2 places I'd really like to get to. One is Scotland.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I mean, again, I went. Well, we went, didn't we? We went again when the kids were quite young, but we didn't have a huge amount of time up there, and it's a fascinating place to go and walk effectively, isn't it? There's so much history again up there.
I actually spent 5 years as a child in Scotland. My dad was in the Navy and he was stationed up in near St Andrews. So I spent 5 years up there from the age of 3 to 8. And that's why we went back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To go and see where I grew up and some of the haunts that I used to go to. My parents always used to say to me, where do you want to go this weekend? And the place that I absolutely adored up there was called Aberfeldy. And every time they asked me, I'd pipe up and say, Aberfeldy!
Yeah,
So we went, didn't we? And we went all the way up around the waterfall. It was beautiful.
And we went, I think we got up as far as Perth, didn't we, if I remember rightly? I'd love to go back. There was a really, really good TV programme on. I think it might have been on the Sky channels, and it was a couple of years ago, and it had Frank Skinner in it. And I think it was a lady called Mina. I can't remember her first name.
She's an author in Scotland. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
But it was they followed in the footsteps of Samuel Johnson, who basically, I mean, he wrote the dictionary, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes, and he went on a Scottish road trip, and he was accompanied by a Scottish guy called Boswell. I think it was James Boswell.
It's written here. It's actually written down here for him. Doing all this and and he could just read it out.
I haven't got my glasses on.
It says.
Go on, then. Go for
Frank Skinner.
Yes.
Boswell and Johnson's Scottish road trip, following Samuel Johnson, who wrote the dictionary, and his companion James Boswell in 1773.
Yes.
So it's something we would love to aspire to, isn't it? Because it was done so well.
And again, they had an old book, and they basically
they both wrote a book.
Yes,
so
they did.
Frank Skinner had the Samuel Johnson book,
Yes.
and the lady, I can't remember her now. I can see her face now. She had the James Boswell book, and they would cross-reference when they got to the same place and see what each other wrote.
If you get an opportunity to watch that series, though, it's fantastic. So yeah, it was Frank Skinner, and it was Boswell and Johnson's Scottish road trip. There
Yeah,
we go.
brilliant.
So
yeah, where else would you like to go?
oh, Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, that's great. Yeah, we'd like to do like Whitby and
Yeah.
Robin Hood's Bay and Scarborough.
Yeah.
We have been abroad and filmed.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
we said
did we? Yeah.
earlier, we went to Brittany and we took teenage children, and they weren't that keen.
They weren't,
were they? They were at that age of sitting on devices with the Wi-Fi, and so we took the opportunity to just You just stay there, guys. And we took ourselves out. We'd seen a notice board in the village, took a photograph of it because it showed in different colours some routes that you could follow. So that's all we had. We didn't have a map.
No.
So we just decided, yeah, we'll do the red one.
And that's on our YouTube channel. It's an early video, isn't it? We called it On Vacances, if I remember rightly.
Quite possibly.
Yes.
But we got round.
We did. There was a circus in town.
Yes, there was.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah.
All right, Alison Hammond. Alison says, what's your favourite? North coast of Cornwall with the dramatic cliffs, or the south coast with the little fishing coves and creeks? And then she said she would also like us to do a video in Bude.
Okay, well, we're a bit freer now that our older doggy has gone. We can leave the house for longer.
Younger doggy, who's now 6 months old.
He'll grow out of his naughtiness.
He's really good.
He's a beautiful dog.
He's really good off the lead. He's just not so good on the lead.
Oh, on the lead, it's straight. It's zigzags everywhere, Anyway, we digress.
Yes. So, what's your favourite, first of all?
North Coast for me. I love the sea. I love the smell of the air. It seems to be fresh. The Atlantic obviously blows onto that coast, and you smell the air, and it blows away all the cobwebs. You know, stressful week in the office or whatever, and you can go out to the North Coast and you know you're alive, don't you? You hear the rollers and you feel the wind, and the scenery is fantastic, and I think there's some pretty coves.
Yeah, North Coast for me as well.
On the North Coast too. Yeah.
And have we been to Bude, and are we going to go to Bude?
I have never been to Bude.
I went to Bude once and played golf.
I've never been. It's quite tricky to get to because it's on that North Coast of Cornwall, right on the border. We've got some walks planned though, haven't we?
We have.
So
we want to go and investigate the canal out there.
Yes.
Yes, and we want to. I think we want to try and get to the actual border as well, don't we?
I want to do a walk around Morwenstow with Hawker.
Yes.
And we've mentioned Crantock, that's on our list, isn't it?
Oh,
Lamorna's on our list.
Are you going to go through our list of our to-do list for 2023?
Well,
here we are, you heard it first, our Cornish Walking Trails to-do list.
Yeah, Bude, Morwenstow, Crantock, Lamorna, Newland, Tintagel, Helston, and I think you've got a bit of a ghost story about Helston.
I have.
Yeah, a ghostly dog, so that could be quite interesting.
That's
there you go.
Windrun, there we go.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Not in one video though. This will be
no, that is like
a number of videos.
A couple of months worth.
You know, at the start of this, we said this video is going to be 15 minutes. We didn't tell anybody on camera, but we said to each other this is going to be a 15-minute video.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a 15-minute video. Next question. Claire Townsend asks, if you could live anywhere in Cornwall, where would you choose? And she also says, and which is your favourite engine house, and have you visited them all?
Okay. Let's start with that in reverse. So, engine house.
Right.
There are hundreds.
So we haven't visited them all?
No.
Okay. Your favourite one?
I don't like Batalic. I know that's going to sound a bit controversial.
No, I was going to go with Batalic.
No, I don't see.
But I prefer
Wheel Coats.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was going to say, because that is Batalic, isn't it? So.
No.
Oh, you're talking about. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about. Yeah, you're talking about Wheel Coats. St Agnes. You're talking about St Agnes.
You talk about Wheel Coats and Will.
You could live anywhere in Cornwall. Where would you choose?
I quite like where we live.
Yeah, Cornwall. No, seriously. I mean, I think I would aim for somewhere down at the Lizard. Personally, for me, I would probably look at Coverack area.
Mallion.
It's beautiful walks, I know.
St Agnes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're spoilt, really,
yeah,
aren't we?
I'm not so sure about Falmouth. Maybe one of the outlying villages in Falmouth.
Mm-hmm.
Or outlying villages in Foy. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Pole Ruins, lovely.
All the house prices increasing even more now.
Ching, ching, ching. Bonkers.
Next question.
Yeah. So
we had the same question 3 times, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we had from Cuckoo Magic, which is Anna and Giuseppe. Hello.
Hi.
They said, where and how did we meet each other?
Mm.
And Linda Kudamonch asks, how did you meet each other and how long have you been together? And Shari Miller, said, how did you meet and how long have you been married?
Okay, we'll get the gist of that then.
I'll be back.
Oh, I know what you're going to get. Andrew, a battery's going now. Can you get a battery?
Very dusty.
Can you get a battery?
Been up a very long time.
The battery's flashing.
I'm flashing. Look at us. There we go.
Yeah. We'll just change the battery and we'll be back.
It's alright, we've got a minute. Can we make it a minute?
Okay,
Right,
make
quick,
it a
go.
minute.
Here we go.
Okay, so we met in a pub and we started going out. We were going out for about 15 months before we got married.
Yes.
And we've been married over 28 years.
28 years, yes.
The thing that our kids always find amazing is that we decided to get married after just 10 days of knowing each other.
Yeah.
Which might come as a shock to the mother-in-law. We didn't tell her.
We weren't brave enough to tell them after just 10 days, but
No.
we had a joint bank account after
6
weeks. I think we announced we were going to be getting married after 6 months.
Well, no, quicker than that. I don't know.
Can't remember, I have to work it back now. 28 years.
28 years. So we've
Yeah.
known each other nearly 30 years.
We have, yeah. So did you name the pub?
No!
Did you tell them the story?
No!
You need to tell them the story, tell them the pub. It was a Norway Inn.
I thought we only had a minute.
It's still flashing, right. It was a Norway Inn, which was
Yeah.
Penalui.
No,
No,
Perna
Perna. It's on. What do you put in my tea? It's on the Falmouth to Truro Road, near Devon. There we go, Norway Inn.
Yes.
Anyway, and
Well, I went to this function thinking it was back in the days where you went to a function and you could go to a bar meal, which was cheaper, or a restaurant meal, which was better.
Is that flashing battery putting you off?
Yeah, it is. It's making me stumble over my words. Anyway, I only took enough cash for a bar meal, and you took pity on me and you let me share your strawberries.
I did. Yes. So you had a few of my strawberries, and I picked up the bill.
Yes.
There we go. You've been sponging off me ever since.
Right, that's it. 28 years and that's it.
Can I have a battery?
Yeah, let's get a battery. Okay. It's warm in here, isn't it?
It's very warm. You turned me eating down.
Well, Andrew put a new stud wall up this year.
I did. Just wanted to say, I've really enjoyed doing that room upstairs. And it's like work. I don't normally like work, but I've enjoyed doing it. So there we are, it's on record.
Speechless.
You can have that. Stick it in a video.
And behind that
It's all my money.
is 3-4 inches of
Insulation. Yes.
Kingspan insulation.
It's made a
isn't it?
huge difference.
Oh, we're boiling.
And we've got the
these
heating on
days.
low as well.
Yeah.
Is that tilted? I seem to be lower. I seem to have shrunk.
I don't know, you set it up.
Let me have a fiddle. Hang on. Is it better like this? Or better like that?
Oh no, that's
No? Have
dreadful.
Any good?
No,
No?
no.
Hang on, I've lost me.
Let's start again. Turn it off.
Didn't do this on the one show, did I?
No.
Hang on. Yeah, that'll do.
I'll do. Okay.
Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Technology.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone fuzzy now.
There we go.
Okay.
And this is why we don't live stream.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
It's hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you tell them about the insulation? You got fuzzy.
I tried to.
Do you want a drink?
Oh,
Oh, we've
what's
gone fuzzy
happening with the
again.
camera? Oh, it's on. I know why. Look, you've touched the screen.
Oh, there we are.
See? There we go.
Were we answering some questions, sir?
Yes. Yes, are you ready?
Yeah, I'd like a biscuit, actually. I didn't bring any biscuits with me. I'm getting hungry. Go on,
Hush!
keep going.
Hush, it's like having a child. Lyndon Belcher asked, what has been the worst weather that you've had in Cornwall? Also, what is the scariest story you've heard about Cornwall?
House prices.
Yeah, house prices.
Scariest.
Nuts. Yeah.
Cool. That was the worst weather.
Worst weather. Well, we have a bad storm every year, don't we, really?
Yeah. So we're, if you know, Cornwall's on a peninsula. We sort of jet out into the Atlantic. We're the first ones that kind of get the weather systems as they come in. And we tend
and
to
then
get
they head up the Bristol Channel,
get
don't
the
they?
jet stream that comes across from America.
Gulf Stream. Jetstream is the one that does that. Gulfstream does that.
Okay. Right. Fair enough. Okay. We get a lot of wet weather in the winter.
So basically, any of the spent hurricanes hitting Florida then travel across the Atlantic, slowly dying but also gathering a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And then land on Cornwall.
Yeah. So we do get some pretty rough storms. It's quite
Yeah.
commonplace. We get 60, 70, 80 mile an hour
Yeah.
storms usually. Well, we tend to get a couple of storms a year, don't we?
And then there's the storms that aren't storms, that we sit there and look at each other doing the weather forecast, and they say, oh, gusts up to 60 miles an hour, and we look at each other and go, isn't that a storm? Why isn't this one a storm?
So in recent times they've started to name storms.
Oh yeah, we've captured that American trend, haven't we?
But I think our storms, aren't some of our storms named by the Irish metal artists? And they alternate, don't they? They go, they go A, B, C, D, and then one's a girl's name, one's a boy's name.
Yeah. But then we could have started on the A and the B, and then we'll get the Irish metal artist that's had more, and it'll be an H.
Yeah. So we do like storms, as you know. We have been out and we filmed a few. We usually get criticised a lot, but we are always safe. I can see the criticisms coming in already.
We do now, because I think we show you guys that we're not putting ourselves in danger, that we're not going to be needing rescuing, that we're not being irresponsible, because normally it's somewhere we know.
Yeah, and we've already
stand well back,
kind of know the places where you can be. And a lot of people do the same. They go out and they'll watch us. So Porthleven is a brilliant storm watching place, and Portreath's pretty good in certain places in Portreath, isn't it?
And I mean, it always amazes me. You get a surfer out in the sea, and then you think nutter, don't you? Nutter.
I don't know if you can say nutter.
Oh,
wait,
is that banned now?
Well, okay, crazy person.
Okay.
Nutter? No, it's nutter okay? Nutter right? It's okay.
I'm old.
Okay. What were we answering? Storms. You can get storms. We get a lot of rain as well. You might not realise it. You come down to Cornwall in the summertime and it's lovely and sunny.
Storms.
Well, I'm telling them it's very wet here.
Oh, okay.
So one of the reasons we can't always get out and film a video.
Except this summer when we went to Scythians.
Oh yeah, we didn't have any rain this summer. We still we've had a lot of rain in the last 6 weeks, but the water level's still quite low up there.
The water level's now at the same level it was when we went and filmed in August.
Back
it went
reservoir.
Really low.
Yeah.
And South West Water were all over the local news saying, oh, you must cut back on your water usage, and if we hit a 30% on average on our reservoirs, we'll give you 30 quid back. And we did, so we're getting 30 quid off our bill.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next question, please.
Cheryl Bowen asks, hi Andrew and Sarah, have you ever considered writing your own book about Cornwall, incorporating some of the walks you have made up yourselves? I'd definitely buy it.
That's one copy sold. But,
we've considered this quite a lot.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I really would. But in reality, I mean, it's one of these things that you think, oh, that'd be great.
Just go and write a book.
I'd love to do that. And then you think of like the logistics of, well, when am I going to get the time to do that? You know, and how am I going to finance publishing it? And how many am I going to sell? And where do I keep them all until I've sold them?
Sold and
yeah, so it's never happened,
that's
is it?
why we decided to do a level on Patreon where our own walks are, and you can access them. There must be a good 12, 13, 14 of them on there now.
Yes, these are walks that we've done, which some of them you won't find in the traditional walking books, but we've actually been out and we've walked them, we've done the instructions, we've made a video. The video is normally on YouTube, but then we have an instructional video where to turn left, turn rights, and avoid.
And it kind of shows you the bits that are really difficult to describe just in the written word, and that's most likely where we feel you're going to slip up and maybe get lost a little bit. So if you're interested, I'll put there's always a link in the description to Patreon, and you can go and have a look.
So just before we move on,
right.
whilst we're talking about a book,
yeah.
If there's anyone watching who's involved in the publishing arena and would like to help in any way, or could point us in the right direction, then let us know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'd be interested.
That's a lot of work.
Well, I'm fairly happy to write it.
Okay.
So
the royal way.
There won't be many pages, and it will be very big writing.
A comic book.
I like comic books. But do you? I think we've had this conversation before.
I know where you're going.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you had your annual at Christmas, right? And you maybe had a Blue Peter annual, or you had the Shoot annual, or the Beano annual, something like that.
Tammy.
Yeah, but I could imagine a Cornish walking trails album. That's annual.
The annual that I used to get every year was the Rupert annual.
Oh right, yeah.
And that was obviously storyboarding, basically, wasn't it? Yeah.
But you could have some walks in there. You could have some pretty pictures. You could have some stories about places, quizzes. Yeah, I think favourite foods.
There we go.
Favourite colours. I don't know. You could have loads of stuff in it. Have you got any more questions?
Yeah.
Oh, come on then.
Yeah. Anyway, a book is unlikely to happen without lots of help, and we can't afford to self-publish. So.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately. Bit of a pipe dream, I feel, in reality. Matthew Hull asks, have you considered reviewing some apps that do guided Cornwall walks? Some of the books you refer to seem like they're out of print or hard to obtain, which is fair comment.
Fair comment, yeah.
The reason that we don't use the books that are on the bookshelves in the bookstores is probably easiest just to say that they are copyrighted, and we tend to do things quite spur of the moment. So contacting the author to get permission to use their book and to use their walk and then to put it on YouTube, they might want to cut off the minimal kind of ad revenue that we get. They probably think, you know, oh yes, we'll get some money in here, which they won't. So yeah, the reason we don't use modern books is that it's simply copyright issues, and we're a bit shy, a bit scared of all of that.
Yeah, and I quite like the suspense of using an older book. It's like, you know, is it still possible? And I think the way older books were written, I mean, sometimes, you know, there's stories that have been lost in those older books,
nuggets,
isn't there? There's
there,
stuff you don't find on the internet.
That you read and go, really?
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, there's some really good... Well, there's one I can think of, which is the iWalks Cornwall, which is an app, isn't it? And that seems to be the main one, I would say.
It's the only one I can think of,
It's the only one I can
other
think
than the
of,
South West Coast Path.
Yeah, National Trust put a few things on their websites and stuff, don't they? But the iWalks Cornwall one, we've looked at it before, but you've I mean, a lot of those...
There's a certain amount of it's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then you have to pay for the details of the walk instructions.
And
also, a lot of them are just lifted out of the old books anyway. So it's kind of bringing together... Probably every walk we've done is on there, but I haven't searched for everyone. But also, you're then kind of... We're not affiliated with them or anything.
No.
And again, you've got that issue of whether they would be happy for us to use it. And then if we use it and...
Can of worms.
Yeah, it's just a nightmare. So yes, it might seem out of date. Also, the other thing, very simple. Cornwall is not completely covered by a signal. Okay, so when you guys think, oh, just download the app or just go onto Google Maps, get a pinpoint, whatever, you can't everywhere in Cornwall, can you?
We also struggle sometimes to see the screen. So if we're using a phone, I don't know, perhaps it's our age. I'd rather have a map. Give me a map. Give me a map and a book and I'm happy.
Also, from a filming point of view, from a cinematography point of view, to show somebody your phone and go, oh yeah, we're here, and then it's focusing, all you can see is the reflection of yourself filming the phone, and it's much easier to hold up a book and say, the instruction says this, I can film it, and it makes for so much easier way of delivering a video from that point of view.
Do we do cinematography? I don't think we do.
Something up.
Next. Where are we?
Here.
Leslie Andrew asks, have you ever had any walks that you just can't complete due to mud, blockages, directions no longer correct, etc.? And she's put also, can you do an outtakes video, as there must be plenty of footage to choose from? So, well, outtakes, if there are outtakes, we generally put them at the end of the video. We don't kind of save them up.
I haven't got enough room on my computer to store all of that stuff. You know, the files that we do are 64 frames per second, so they're quite dense, they're quite heavy. And so it takes up a lot of memory. So it's a lot easier, if we've got outtakes, shove them on the end. Yeah.
So have you ever had any walks you can't complete due to mud blockages, directions no longer correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you remember where?
Fiach.
Yes.
Splish Splosh Lane.
Splish Splosh Lane. Why couldn't we get through Splish Splosh Lane in Fiach, Sarah?
I didn't change my shoes. Mind a bit of mud, and I don't mind the dogs getting muddy either, but that's just impassable. We did have a lot of rain overnight, so yeah, we can't really complete the walk as instructed.
It was very, very, very muddy, wasn't it?
And the mud was like this.
Yeah, and we got lost in Kilmarnock Woods, is that right? Near Loo?
We were using an old book then,
yes,
and we subsequently... No, I don't think it was. I disagree, actually, because we subsequently did that walk in the other direction, and we came across the same point and we couldn't get through.
We did, it was the farmer's field,
It's the farmer. It was the farmer doesn't particularly... show any leniency or show any invitation to walkers, should we say.
We also had a problem at Trencrom this year with cows and fields, didn't we? And overgrown...
Yeah, but we did it.
Footpaths, we did it.
We finished that one. Yeah. So that one doesn't count.
And today, when we were out trying to do the Q&A video, we couldn't complete it because of bikes.
Just got cut up. our bikes all the time, and it was really muddy, and the poor little puppy didn't know what he was doing, and he was getting so scared, wasn't he? He kept jumping up at us, muddy paws and all the rest. He just wanted reassurance, and then the bike would whiz by and cut us up again, and as they went by, all the mud was being flung out. Oh, we had a right palaver this morning. It was a mistake. So, you know, just bear in mind that the mineral tramway really is a cycle route now, and dominated by cyclists.
Yes. Yeah.
Would that be fair comment?
So take your dog for a walk on your bike. That would work. Health and safety. Where are we?
HM.
Oh, it's a long question.
Oh gosh, this is more than one
Right,
question.
what filming equipment? Oh, okay, so HM. I don't know what HM stands for.
That was just the name of the person. That's all
So
that
there was a lot of questions they asked. They asked what film equipment do we use and what editing software. So we use a Canon. We got two identical cameras. We have a Canon G7X Mark II. I know that because it tells me on the front of the camera. I can actually read
And
that.
we've had them for a long time, and one is starting to fail now. Yours is starting to fail, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're quite expensive. They were like, when we bought them, £500 or £600 a piece, aren't they?
Yeah,
so we're kind of thinking, okay, it's a big hit.
It's a big hit.
To make the videos.
So any donations to help us buy a camera? Gratefully received.
Yeah.
Editing software is the free editing software that comes with a Mac. It's an iMovie. We've got our son's old Mac that we've kind of inherited.
It's still going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make each episode? Well, it's two of us filming for a full day, basically, isn't it?
We're usually out for about 5 hours typically.
Plus travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus food.
Yeah, and that's kind of where my bit ends. So I tend to, well, I did a research, I suppose. I did quite a lot of the reading to try and work out because we're organised now. We have a list, and on our list it tells us where we're going to be going.
Take any notes.
And then I did a research for where we're hoping to go in the future. Sarah does all the editing.
Yes.
And all the technical jiggery pokery.
And depending on the style of the video, they can take longer than others. So this one will be quite easy to put together because it'll just be 3 or 4 files. But I can come back from a walk. We can come back from a walk with anything up to 500 clips and photos that I've got to somehow make into a usable video with a meaningful story. So that is quite a challenge and can take 20 hours, something like that, of my time.
Yeah.
Then you've got to upload it to YouTube, you've got to do all the file management, you've got to do all the titling, and I've got to do all the Patreon bit of it as well, and YouTube membership. Oh, yeah. It takes quite a lot of time.
It's kind of turned into a part-time job, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
A very, very poorly paid...
Yeah. I don't want to think of my hourly rate as just...
second job.
Just, yeah.
Anyway, some more questions from the same person.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's a male or female. HM?
Helen Miller or
Could
Harold... I can't think of another word.
Okay. They said, right, I don't know if we should answer this.
No.
What age are you, if you care to tell?
Yeah.
50. 50. How did that happen?
Oh, don't. Best all year round dog friendly beach.
Dog friendly beach, I would say Porthkidney Beach is good.
I was
Check the tide times.
Perranporth.
Yeah, so you can all year round, Perranporth?
Yeah, Perranporth 365.
Okay.
Well, actually, they changed the rules, didn't they?
If you get a fine, it's nothing to do with us.
Check Cornwall Council's website because they did change the rules and are not up to date whether they've updated everything. But they left the original signs to say dogs banned. But they did relax that as a trial. Now, whether or not that's gone through, I don't know. I'm not up to date with that. So
there are lots of good dog-friendly websites I've found over time in Cornwall, and most of those do list of dog-friendly beaches. So that's probably the best place to check for that, I would have thought.
Best and worst places to walk when there's been lots of wet, mud-making weather.
Well, probably town walks, I would have thought.
Oh no, beach, because the sand falls off.
Okay. Yeah, but to get to the beach, you've generally got to walk down like a muddy path.
No, you haven't. Perranporth, you just tip right into the beach.
Okay. Any tips for collecting sea glass and how do you attach it to your beautiful paintings?
Okay, so sea glass hunting, I think. Oh, it's everywhere, isn't it? I don't think there is a tip. You just have to be dedicated and Look for it.
Yeah, I mean there are certain beaches which are more favourable than others, but it does depend on tide and storms as well. Storms actually will bring a lot in. We've noticed.
And we noticed that during COVID, because there wasn't as many people down here, basically accidentally letting their beer bottles drop into the ocean.
I was just wondering if you had any sea glass up here.
Oh yeah, I've got tons of it. So yeah, I mean these ones are relatively easy to spot, aren't they? But oh yeah, I've got jars of it up here. Marazion is one place that people say is a really good spot to find it, and we've found quite a lot down there, haven't we? But if you know what you're looking for, you can pretty much spot it on every beach. I don't think we failed on many beaches to spot it.
Quite a lot in there.
Yeah.
And how do you attach it to your paintings?
How do I attach it? Well, I wire it on to the little watercolours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
with jewellery wire.
There we go. And a bit of glue.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, Quickfire.
We don't do Quickfire. Go on.
Favourite village.
This is Mary Clark.
Yeah.
Mary Clark. Favourite village?
Kent Clark's wife.
Oh, favourite village, that's a good one. Now I always get confused between what's a village and what's a town.
Well, let's just say favourite place, or town with hamlet, whatever, covers everything.
Right, well, I'll go Mullion.
I'll go St Agnes.
Okay, and Mary Clark said Zeno.
Yes.
We like Zeno.
I like Zeno.
It's a nice pub in Zeno.
Very good pub in Zeno.
Tinner, isn't it?
Very traditional food. Favourite ice cream?
Yes, please. Favourite ice cream would be vanilla.
Walnut whip. I've read the wrong one there.
It's not ice cream.
Cut. Favourite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Mint chocolate chip.
I like a flake in mine. Make mine a 99.
Favourite walking snack?
Oh, saffron bun.
Walnut whip.
Next. Virginia Foss. Hi, Virginia. That's a nice name, isn't it? I like that. Sounds quite grand.
It does, doesn't it? Queen Elizabeth, I think of. Anyway, hi Sarah, Andrew and fur babies.
Oh.
If you could hold a dinner party and invite 3 people each.
Right.
One from the past.
Right.
One living.
Yeah.
And one fictional.
Right.
Who would you choose?
Yeah.
And she's put here, this makes me laugh. I have stolen this from I'm a Celebrity, but it started a great conversation at home. And we watched the very same episode, didn't we? Yeah.
Shall I go first? Or
yeah,
do you
go
want to
on, you go first.
Okay, so my one from the past was Charlie Chaplin. I think his backstory is incredible.
Yeah, they thought he was a socialist in America in the end.
Oh yeah, he went through all sorts, didn't he? But I think he would be interesting.
Yeah.
One from the present, Peter Kay, because he's incredibly funny.
You'd never get anywhere.
And I wanted to get tickets to go and see him, but
no.
So Pete, if you're watching, get in contact. Do write his gags for him. And a fictional character, was that the other thing? Phileas Fogg from the Jules Verne book, Around the World in 80 Days.
So, Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
And would be doing your kind of physical humour.
Yeah.
Peter Kay.
Yeah.
Would be
keeping
going
me entertained.
Garlic bread.
Garlic bread?
That's the one.
Yeah.
And Phileas Fogg would be sat there looking at the two of them thinking, what on earth?
Well, no, but if you think about it, he liked to travel, so I could get lots of tips and, about how to sort of, see the world. It's great, isn't it? Charlie Chaplin could tell me how to do a silent movie. And Peter Kay could write cracker jokes for me for Christmas.
Oh dear.
There we go. Who did you come up with?
Well, I like murder mysteries. I love reading murder mysteries. And of course the queen of murder mysteries was Agatha Christie.
Oh yes.
So that would be my real life person.
Yeah.
And it would be great.
Oh, well, she's from the past.
Yeah.
So that's the deceased one.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And if you could bring her character, Miss Marple.
All right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the discussion they'd have? Yeah. But, well, why did you invent me? Why did you make me 60 and not a tall blonde in my 30s or whatever? I mean, it wouldn't have worked, would it? She wouldn't have got where she got. She wouldn't be in the vicar's house having tea.
No.
No. So, yeah. But can you imagine that discussion? And then Louis Theroux.
Oh, I like Louis Theroux.
Yeah, because he's always so interesting, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think he'd have a lot of interesting anecdotes.
He's been he was a thing on social media this year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
With his song.
No.
His folding money song.
Yeah, wiggle wiggle.
And jiggle jiggle.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Through. Colin Baker. Colin said, this was a good one. He put, I would like to know what your friends, neighbours and work colleagues think of your channel. Are they fans, or do they think that it attracts more emmets to your beautiful county? Thank you, Colin. So it's funny, when my work colleagues, when I started the channel, I didn't tell them. In fact,
we didn't tell anybody.
We told nobody.
Because we were aware of how bad we were. And how... Well, our kids were very encouraging to start with, weren't they? It's because of them that we started the channel, particularly James, who said, oh, go and review walks, that it's the in thing on YouTube. So we didn't tell anybody, did we? No. And then your work stumbled across it, didn't they?
Yeah, someone I work with found me online, well, on because of the channel. I don't know what he was searching for me for.
No, don't go down that route.
Anyway. Yeah, so coming to where he said, oh, you were on my telly last night. You came up in my feed.
What the hell's this, isn't it?
So then it goes through work, and then everybody knows about it. And I think they're very. They enjoy it. I think they think
they're
it's
kind
good.
to your face.
They're very kind to my face.
Yeah.
What? What did I say behind my back?
Exactly. When nobody knows.
Dan.
but your mum likes it.
Yes.
My parents don't watch.
Don't watch it.
And my work colleagues think it's absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I work in the NHS, and my boss is a complete technophobe. She struggles to turn the computer on in the morning and needs quite a lot of support, which I generally give her. But yeah, she YouTube. No, what's that? Oh no.
Your cleaner and work watches us, sir.
Yes. The porters do. So, hi.
And then it says, are they fans, or do they think that it attracts more emmets to your beautiful county? I've never asked them that, to be honest with you. No, I don't know.
Early on, we had one or two comments like that, didn't we? But they were from people that generally just were commentators rather than people that we knew.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line, isn't it? That we try to be aware that locals may not like it. We didn't set the channel up with that intent. We wanted to inspire people to go walking.
Yeah, I mean, this was the key thing. You come to Cornwall, you come on holiday, and a lot of people that come to Cornwall go to the same places, and it's because that's all that you see. And there's so much more to Cornwall. I think that's getting worse
with the internet as well, because you can't go into a travel agent and say, well, I've been to St Ives and I've been to Foy. Where else is there in Cornwall?
Yeah, and we know in the summer the popular places
heaving
are very, very busy, and it's almost up to that extent where you can't enjoy them anymore. They're too busy.
As locals,
so we tend to
build
avoid
up a pack of videos in June and July so that we don't have to go out in August.
Yeah.
So we avoid Porthcurno, St Ives, Newquay, Foy, all of those places. We don't go.
Yeah. So from our point of view, you know, if you're coming to holiday in those places, and you probably want to be staying there, you don't want to be travelling in every day because the car parks get busy and things like that.
So we film our walks that we can suggest to you guys when you're not there.
Yeah, but
because it's easier.
But those really popular places are great to visit slightly outside the main season, because then you'll probably appreciate it a little bit more, especially if you get lucky with the weather as well.
And then you get the better seats in the cafes and restaurants. We were in the window seat of the King and Prussia.
We were. It was very nice.
Because it was out of season.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Have you got any more questions?
Yes, the last one.
All right.
It's very short. It's from Dean M. Cooper. I think he's the guy on his bike.
He's the guy on the bike. He saw us down at Ruin Lannerhorn.
Did he?
A long time ago.
Gosh, that is a long time ago. Get underground.
Yeah.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
If it's possible.
So he wants us to go down a mine?
I guess.
Right, okay. I'd love to do that. I don't think our filming equipment, I mean, I don't think our cameras would cope with it, but I'd like to go and do it.
Well, we've been underground.
When?
I've been underground.
Right. When did you do that?
Well, we went... Oh, I'm thinking of the big pit in Wales.
Oh, yeah, I did that as well.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, it was in Wales, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was good. It was really dark. Couldn't see a thing.
So the two options of going underground here in Cornwall are Giva down at Penrith and Pole Dart Mine in Wendron. And
but they're restarting mining at crofty, aren't they?
I'm not going underground in a working mine.
I'd like to do that.
That's scary.
So if there's any way anybody out there in the magical world of the internet could arrange that for us, please leave a comment. But I don't think we'd be able to film it very well, would we?
No, so yeah, scratch that.
No, but yeah, I'd love to do it.
That's it.
Sarah, that is it. We've done
That's
it.
it.
Our 15-minute video.
We do know that some other questions came in
They did, and we can't find
on
them.
other platforms and can't find them. I know that one came in about splits.
It did come in about
And I did
split.
answer it. I know I answered it.
Our viewers might not know what a split is.
Yeah. Well, and I can't remember who sent it either. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. It probably came... We've checked all of the videos and posts in and around the posts that we asked
Yes.
the questions for. And we checked the email box, but we just can't find this particular one.
So if you tell our people, our lovely viewers, our one person left watching, if you tell them
Stop saying that.
what a split is
Okay, so...
and what the question was.
It was basically... where do we find Cornish splits? The reason he wanted to know is that years and years ago, instead of having a scone with jam and cream, you used to get a split. And a split is a bread roll that you tear apart. It's got a slightly sweeter dough. Andrew's made them.
Yep.
And we are thinking that we would like to do a video exploring the history behind when the split became a scone. And we have a little theory, but we need to probably get down to Cress and Kernow to confirm it.
Yeah, and there are references to splits
Yeah, we've got
in some old books that we've got.
My great grand's recipe book, the WI recipe book that I used to make the Christmas cakes, has got the splits recipe.
And they're really easy to make.
Yeah.
And they taste fabulous. And there is, if you don't particularly want jam on your split,
Oh, yeah.
you can have something called Thunder and Lightning.
Oh, my granddad used to do that all the time.
Which is golden syrup.
He used to put twice as much syrup
And
on
clotted
as you.
cream.
Oh, yeah.
It's handsome. So that was that one. So thank you to the person that sent it to us, and we can't find it. And there was
Yeah,
another comment.
apologies.
What was the other one we had?
I don't know, you said there was two.
You said there was two.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought you said there was two.
Where's the best place to get a Cornish pasty? A proper Cornish pasty?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a new device. This is the magical crimpometer, and I will be testing it at some point in the year.
I found a flaw already.
It goes from 0 to 10.
You need to put the numbers on the back.
Oh yeah.
So you know what number you're pointing at.
There we go. So my wonderful crimpometer will allow me to rate a pasty
Like
once
the
I've...
cream fromage. Look at that.
My work colleague James made that for me, so thank you, James.
Isn't it brilliant?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
So people want to know where the best place to get the Cornish pasty is. So
Wherever you are in the local area, where the locals go. Innit?
that might not
So
sound
that
as
might
crazy
not-
as you think it is.
That might not
yeah.
be the one with the longest queue, because the one with the longest queue might be all the holiday makers.
Yeah, what you need to look for is where all the builders' vans,
Yeah.
the plumbers' vans, and the
Yeah.
electricians are parked up.
Yeah.
And they're usually in a plain
Back
little white
alley.
bag down
Yeah.
a back alley. Yeah.
Down a back alley, so like Lavender's in Penzance.
Yeah.
You've got Hampson's in Hale.
One Philps. Philps are very good.
Yeah,
down
but
there.
Philps is prominent. Hampson's is tucked
Yeah,
away.
that's true. Anne's pasties are very good.
Yes.
Down at the Lizard.
Yeah, you've got Berryman's in Redruth.
So-
And then up, what was that one you tried? The cellar? Up at
Wherever you
Holseth?
tend to be, there's the local pasty shop, isn't
Yeah.
there?
We've got a Greg's in Truro.
We haven't been to it though.
I'm not going
I've
Greg's.
got no intention of.
They did try opening a shop in Cornwall before, but they couldn't sustain it. It wasn't profitable.
We were doing some Christmas shopping in Truro, and there were people in there. Anyway, I'm sure that their produce is very nice.
Yeah.
But,
I bet they can't make a
But
proper
keep
Cornish
the Cornish
pasty.
pasties for the Cornish businesses. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's the bit that I worry about. That
Yeah.
they put the local businesses out of production and take over.
Anyway, are we done?
Yeah.
I think we're out of questions. If you did send us a question and we answer it, we're very, very sorry.
Yeah, it's probably under a comment hidden under another post, which we did try really hard to bring them all together.
And it's really kind of you to ask us questions. And have you enjoyed our answering of questions, Sarah?
Really sorry guys, we're just finding this really stressful. Yes, I have, but this room, we've just discovered how good, how effective this insulation is.
You're having a hot flush.
I know. I know.
So we'll say goodbye. I think we could let people know. Do we know what videos are going out in January or not at this stage? We haven't filmed them yet, have we?
No.
No. Okay, well, it'll be a surprise then. So.
There will be a couple of virtual walks that we've held back from last year.
Yes, we did a wonderful virtual walk in Penzance in the middle of the summer, didn't we?
And we've deliberately held back on it, A, because they're useful for treadmills this time of year where people want to get rid of that Christmas cake bulge, and secondly, it gives us a bit of a breather that we can get something filmed. It takes about 10 days to turn it around. Yeah. So we'll put this one out. We'll probably put a virtual walk out next week. Yeah, and then we'll be back to our normal walks. So where are we going first?
Well, we got that list, haven't we? We have made a list. We just need to pick a place.
No, Nas, we'll probably ignore it altogether and go somewhere else.
So thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already and you are interested in walking around Cornwall and you enjoy our content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. Also, giving a thumbs up helps us out as well. If you really like our content, then consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member. And if you wanted to help us towards the cost of a new camera, then we have got a donate button on our website. Yes. We'll leave a link at the end of the video.
Everything you can help us through at the moment. I know it's really hard as well though, isn't it? We do acknowledge it's hard.
So we wish you a very happy new year, and if you're coming to Cornwall, enjoy your holidays, and hopefully you'll get some hints and tips of how to enjoy it even more by watching our channel. Yeah, and patrons, look out on the Patreon page. There's probably some news and updates coming out there. Oh, okay. News? Yeah. Okay. So just keep an eye. Oh, okay, well, something I don't know. There we go. It is, you do know. Well, I didn't think we'd agreed it. Oh, I thought I was told. Oh, okay. Keep an eye on the Patreon channel for news. Are we done? Yeah, should we sign off now? Bye!